Every man seeks redemption. You know what I mean? It's something that we all want to do, especially if you've lived a horrible life that's riddled with criminal activity or riddled with things that you feel ashamed of, right? Redemption. Arthur Morgan is one of the notable, iconic characters in recent years that tells the story of redemption. But today we're going to talk about Shawshank Redemption. Now, this film, my dad used to watch it when I was a kid. I used to grow up seeing this movie. But when I was a grown man, I watched it and I said to myself, why is it called Shawshank Redemption? Because in the movie, Andrew did not commit the crime. Redemption means to be saved or to be redeemed as something that you did. And in the movie, he didn't commit the crime. So I'm thinking like, why the hell is it called Shawshank Redemption? But then again, it's not called Andrew's Redemption. It's called Shawshank Redemption. Feel what I'm saying? Andrew was redeemed physically when he escaped. You know, he didn't let that nasty, corrupt place bring him down or keep him trapped there. So when he escaped, that was like his physical redemption, right? And somebody who got redeemed of their sins was Red, the one who's telling the story, Morgan Freeman. He got redeemed because he actually committed the crime, right? He went through all his years and everything like that, and he actually got redeemed of it. So it's called Shawshank Redemption because of Red, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think it's because of him. And then physically, if you want to add Andrew. Yeah, but I thought about it. I was like, why is it called that if Andrew didn't commit the crime? You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. If you ain't seen Shawshank Redemption, I mean, fuck. 1994, you ain't seen Shawshank Redemption yet? But I also want to talk about institutionalized, you know. We're going to talk about the old guy in the movie, right? You know, when you talk about institutionalized, we can think of Shawshank Redemption. We can think of Brooks. He had been in prison so long that was all he knew, right? They kept denying him even after he was long rehabilitated. He had already paid for his sins and his crimes. He understood his crimes. They let this man get to an old man. And when they released him, the world had changed. It became more fast paced. He wasn't able to keep up. He wasn't able to go about his regular living as he had got used to in the prison. So he ended up taking himself out. And we was just talking about animals, you know, in the zoo. If you was to take a lion that has been raised in captivity and you threw him in the wild, he would do the same thing as Brooks. You know what I'm saying? And if he didn't, you know, commit, he would get ate by another lion or he would get killed really quick because he didn't grow up like the other lions. You know what I mean? Because you kept him captive. You kept him in captivity. Feel what I'm saying? So we can see Brooks and think about that. But they robbed Brooks of his whole life. They robbed him of his existence. He was in jail so long, he was really nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was treated like something in prison because he had a job where he did his thing. He passed out books and things like that. And that was his job. So he felt like somebody. When he came out into the real world, he was nothing. Nobody cared about him. Nobody cared that he was old. Nobody felt bad. They didn't ask him his story or nothing like that. And that's why he writes, Brooke was here. You know, that made me tear up a little bit. That's why he put that on a thing. He said Brooks was here because they really robbed him of his life. They really robbed him, man. That's what the system does, man. Prison is really to make money off of people. And, you know, slave labor and things like that. It's not rehabilitation, dog. It never was. And I don't even think it was really made for rehabilitation. You feel me?